Minister, this commencement matter is on the non-commencement of Section 6 of the Civil Registration Amendment Act 2014. This Act was passed by both Houses of the Oireachtas on the 27th of November 2014 and was signed into law on December the 4th. As per Section 1(3) of the Act, you, the Minister, must commence certain sections. This happened last in 2020 with Statutory Instrument 550, which commenced sections 5, 7, 8 and 9. This was brought to my attention yesterday by the Assistant Registrar General of your department. I was misled by a contradiction on the Irish Statute Book website, which contains a contradiction regarding the commencement of these sections. However, Section 6 of this Act still remains uncommenced. It has been 3,240 days and this commencement order has not been given. And that is why I submitted the commencement matter, so that we might hear why that is the case. The sections in question relate to the registering of births and the naming of the children's parents on documents in cases where the parents are not married. It provides that it is the duty of both parents to comply with the registration of the birth of a child, notwithstanding that they are not married to each other. Where the mother of the child attends alone, she must provide information as to the father's name and contact details. Where the mother furnishes evidence and a statutory declaration that her spouse is not the father of the child, the registrar must make responsible efforts to contact the spouse, and that's where parents fail to agree on the surname to be registered, a registrar may complete the registration by leaving the surname field blank, or where a surname is already registered, leaving that surname in place. These are practical common sense provisions which were debated and voted in favour of for almost 9 years ago. They will also allow a person in the future to be able to trace their lineage back, more importantly, and get in contact with a strange family if they so wish to do so, and engender greater certainty in the birth registration system. I understand that an amendment bill is being drafted by your department, which is to correct a technical issue in Section 6, subsection 3(1), causing it to reference subsection 1A instead of subsection 1. If this assists in getting a section commenced, then it is certainly a welcome move. But why has it taken so long, Minister? I understand the legislative drafting is necessarily an exceedingly exact science, and one which cannot be rushed, but 9 years does seem an awfully long time to be waiting for commencement. So hopefully, Minister Richmond, you might be able to shed some light on this matter today.
Thank you very much, Senator Keogan. And just before I bring the Minister in, just in terms of your concern about being misled, the Minister won't be in a position really to address that. That's a separate issue that's more a legal matter.
Right. Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Now, Minister.
No, thank you very much, Laska Herlock agus Germagat and Shanador, for placing this extremely important topic on a commencement matter, and I'm pleased to take this on behalf of my senior colleague in the Department of Social Protection, Minister Heather Humphreys. As the Senator will be aware, the Act principally amends and extends the Civil Registration Act of 2004, and the Act itself was signed into law on the 4th of December 2014. Sections referring to the law relating to marriages contained under Part 6 of the Civil Registration Act 2004 were commenced in 2015, and these sections primarily referred to the marriages of convenience cases. Other sections have been commenced in 2016 and 2020. Sections 6 to 9 of the Act referred to by the Senator are related to the requirements under Part 3 of the Civil Registration Act 2004 to the registration and re-registration of births. I am pleased to inform the Senator that Sections 7, 8 and 9 of the Civil Registration Amendment Act were commenced on the 20th of November 2020. Section 7 and Section 8 substituted existing legislation concerning the re-registration of births. The new sections permit a birth to be re-registered in circumstances where the mother was not married to the father, amends some of the regulations around acceptance of court orders, and provides a new system of rebuttal of paternity in cases where a married mother requests a registrar to re-register a birth where a father who is not her husband. Section 9 introduces a mechanism around registering a birth where there is a failure between the mother and father to agree a surname for the child. The only section referred to by the Senator that has not been commenced is, of course, Section 6. Section 6 of the Civil Registration Amendment Act 2014 introduces new provisions relating to the registration of the father or the parents not married to one another. The section sets out the mother, if she attends alone, is required to name the father of the child, with limited exceptions applying. Registration of the father will then be dependent on the man acknowledging paternity of the child. Commencement of these provisions was subject to the HSE arranging dates and venues for the delivery of training to registrars. This training was delivered in early 2020. However, prior to commencement, a technical error was discovered in the relevant amending legislation. This technical error is required to be corrected, and this will be achieved in the forthcoming Civil Registration Electronic Registration Bill, which, Senator, you'll be aware, was considered in pre-legislative scrutiny and approved for drafting by the Committee on Social Protection, Community and Rural Development and the Islands. The bill is currently with the Office of Parliamentary Counsel and is at an advanced stage of drafting, and the Minister, Minister Humphreys, looks forward to bringing the bill to the Oireachtas very shortly. Given the passage of time since training was delivered and the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, further engagement with the HSE will be needed to ensure operational readiness prior to commencement. And I am pleased to inform the Senator that officials in the General Registrar Office are engaging with the Superintendent Registrars to have a plan of training in place prior to the commencement of Section 6, and officials in the Department of Social Protection are happy to engage further directly with the Senator on this matter if there's any other outstanding questions.
Thank you, Minister. Senator Keogan.
Thank you, Minister Richmond. And I appreciate it's a very busy day for Minister Heather Humphreys, so I appreciate you yourself coming in to take this important matter. I suppose this matter is really important for the fathers out there. This is the most important piece of legislation to make sure that their name does go on the birth cert. And it's 9 years they've been waiting for this piece of legislation. So I understand that it is in draft. It's been drafted at this moment in time. So the urgency is there for these fathers. They've been waiting for this legislation for a very long time. And obviously, not having that name on the birth cert, certainly it doesn't give them the rights that they deserve as fathers. So I welcome it, and I welcome it as quickly as possible. And I welcome you taking the time out to answer this important question today.
Thank you very much, Senator. Minister.
Senator, the commencement of Section 6 will provide an opportunity for all fathers' names to be recorded on the Register of Births. Whilst this anomaly affects probably a very small amount of actual people, I don't for a second underestimate how important it is, not just to the fathers, but also the mothers and indeed the children in these matters. And of course, it is the government's view that where possible, all children should have the right to know the details of both their parents. The commencement of Section 6 will also complete the commencement of all the sections of the Civil Registration Act 2014 in relation to the registration and re-registration of births, and together with the forthcoming Civil Registration Electronic Registration Bill will provide for a modern and efficient civil registration service. And I have no doubt that this will happen speedily. Time is of the essence. There was, as you rightly pointed out, Senator, an anomaly discovered in the original section that must be corrected. The training that is required must be delivered to suitable registrars, but I do understand and appreciate the time is of the essence, and Minister Humphreys has confirmed to me that she will make this an absolute priority to bring to the Houses.
Thank you very much.